Good evening, Eastern, and welcome to this week's edition of ETV News. I'm Lauren Zenzi.
And I'm Amanda Eckert.
A scary and deadly incident occurred in Moscow earlier this morning. At least 56 people on a Russian fishing trawler were killed when the boat sank in the icy waters off Russia's far east coast. No cause for the sinking was immediately given, but the investigators said that the ship sank in just about 15 minutes and may have collided with drifting ice. The investigative committee said that it is considering all theories, but it is likely that the trawler hit, quote unquote, an object floating in the sea. The good news from this is that the horrific accident is that 56 bodies have been rescued so far.
A sad and tragic story occurred in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. This past Tuesday, a 14-year-old boy found both of his parents unresponsive inside their home due to wounds from a chainsaw that was found lying nearby. The victims of this brutal attack are a 48-year-old male and a 43-year-old female. Police are not identifying the couple, pending the notification of all family members. Aside from their 14-year-old son, the couple had two other boys who were not in the home when they were found dead. Prosecutors confirmed one of the deaths was a homicide, while the other is still under investigation. Officials also say they are not searching for any suspects in the case.
On Wednesday, 6 people in Canada were arrested on suspicion of running a prostitution ring. According to police, they smuggled nearly 500 women into the country. The police believe that the women were brought to Canada by a criminal gang that was not named and were forced into prostitution in such cities as Montreal and Toronto. The women, according to police, illegally entered Canada through the U.S. with passports or sometimes using visas obtained through false pretenses. In hopes of identifying the victims, that they're examining data from everyone's cell phones and computers.
A Glastonbury High School student is facing charges after posing as a young girl and catfishing approximately 20 people. Most of them were teenagers. He convinced them to send him naked pictures on Snapchat, later using these photos as blackmail, demanding the exchange of iTunes gift cards. Eddie Matos created a fake profile claiming to be a 16-year-old junior girl attending Francis High School. An internet expert said, quote, "Unfortunately, this doesn't surprise me," end quote. Matos was charged with 3 counts of first-degree larceny by extortion, 16 counts of criminal attempt at first degree, and 5 counts of third-degree possession of child pornography. Among others, he pleaded not guilty and is due back in court May 21st.
Well, on a happier note, what would you do if you found out that your professor was actually a male model as well? That's what happened when students at the University College of London searched for their math professor, 26-year-old Pietro Baselli. Italian native Baselli has a PhD in mechanical engineering and has been modeling since he was 6 years old after being discovered by very famous designer, Giorgio Armani. Baselli said that if he was not modeling, he would continue to focus on his engineering, teaching, math, and personal training. Many students around the world have commented that they would definitely have studied a lot harder in their math lessons if that man was their professor. I know I would have.
Stanford University will be providing free tuition to parents of students who earn less than $125,000 a year. And if they make less than $65,000, they will not have to pay for room and board costs either. This announcement is an expansion of Stanford's old policy, which previously applied to students from families making less than $100,000 a year. Students will, however, be expected to pay $5,000 toward college costs from the summer earnings and working part-time while enrolled in the school. There is no rule that parents cannot cover their students' required contribution.
Artwork made by anonymous English street artist Bansky is worth thousands of dollars. Bansky, who recently found his way to Gaza, painted a mourning Greek goddess onto a metal door of an otherwise destroyed home. The owner of the home, Robbie Dardona, sold the door to his house for a mere $175 to a local artist. After finding out the worth of it, Dardona said, quote, "I did not know that it was this valuable, and I heard that it could be sold for almost $1 million, end quote. Now, he wants the door back. The artist who actually bought the door has stated that he's trying to protect the value of the art and that the current location of the door is unknown.
And we'll be right back with Meg Saunders in this week's editorial.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Time to wake up.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Don't forget, you've got a job to do today.
Hey, Mom. I got the job. Thanks.
Got the job. Welcome aboard.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does.
And like that, you're a job creator.
Good evening, Eastern Connecticut. I'm Megan Saunders. So, do you remember the movie Smart House? In 1999, Disney released this movie about how a teenager won a completely automated house in a competition. The house is a cyber maid that cooks, cleans, even replenishes your drinks for you. Does that sound too good to be true? Well, it looks like Amazon's trying to make this Disney Channel original movie a reality in the near future. Last Thursday, Amazon made a couple of announcements about the future of the smart home, a series of cloud-based services, hardware, and web-enabled devices to connect your home to Amazon. The entire project is a cloud-based service called the Dash Replenishment Service. So just imagine, you're getting ready for work or class in the morning and you realize, darn, I forgot to pick up more razors. Have no fear, the Dash button is here. Simply press the button, and with Amazon Prime 2-day shipping, razors will be here in no time. In its experimental stages, the Dash button comes in 18 different types, each representing a different brand. The next new project attached to the Dash replenishment service is Smart Products. Amazon teamed up with Whirlpool, Brita, Brother, and a New York-based invention company called Quirky to release products that connect to Wi-Fi and run the DRS. For instance, the new Brita water pitchers that come out this year will come with a sensor that measures the usage of your filter and will be able to alert Amazon when you need a new water filter. If you have a Whirlpool washer or dryer, simply just upgrade the software and you will have new laundry detergent coming right to your door. Now, if you recall the movie Smart House, with all of its high-tech gadgets and gizmos, you still had a severe meltdown and the house tried to take over the Cooper family's life. I'm not saying that Amazon's new products are Big Brother trying to take over, but is no one at all concerned with the added interactivity between our household appliances and where we buy our products? Now, don't get me wrong. I think the idea of the Dash button is cool. It's cost-effective and it's convenient. But I get nervous about having appliances and other computers in my home being connected to such a large network server such as Amazon. But before I go on, let me make one thing clear. I do not think this is the beginning of the robot apocalypse. I just think that companies having access to information like this is just plain unnecessary. I don't need my refrigerator, my coffee maker, my panini press to have Wi-Fi or be connected to a network. If I need to pick up more coffee at the store, I can use my brain and go to the store after work to pick up the coffee. I don't have to have my coffee maker hooked up to Wi-Fi. It's completely unnecessary. So consumers need to draw the line with the amount of information we share. A couple of weeks ago, Facebook even asked me when my first kiss was and asked me to tag who it was with. I'm sorry, but even if I did remember the exact date and location of my first kiss, I don't think that's a detail of my life that needs to be documented on the internet. Information oversharing is an epidemic that needs to be nipped in the bud. The RNS system is great, but are we that lazy as a society we can't even be bothered to do our routine grocery shopping? We don't have to document every detail of our lives online. To me, the RNS system and any other automated in-home buying experience that's going to be rolled out soon is just plain too much. But like my dad always says, the only robot I need in my life is one to bring me beer. That's all for this week's editorial. Take it easy, Eastern, and have a wonderful, magical weekend.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning. 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash, 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
On Saturday, April 11th, Eastern's Fusion Dance Crew will be hosting CT's Best Dance Crew competition. Different dance teams from all across Connecticut will all be coming to compete here at Eastern. This is a competition to bring the world of dance to Eastern's community. This event will take place between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. in Schaefer Hall. I'm so excited.
Donating blood is a simple thing to do, but it can make a big difference in the lives of others. Come support the Red Cross's blood drive this coming April 6th and 7th. The event runs from 11:15 a.m. to 4:45 p.m. each day and is held in the Betty Tipton Room in the Student Center. Sign up to donate blood at redcrossblood.org or contact Nancy Brennan at 860-423-0856. Help make a difference today.
Are you in need of a haircut anytime soon? Well, if you are, then you should donate your locks to Beautiful Links by Pantene. Beautiful Links by Pantene invites men and women to donate at least 8 inches of their hair. All donations will be used to make free wigs for cancer patients. Beautiful Links will be visiting Eastern on April 12th in room 219 in the Student Center from 12 to 5 p.m. The event invites students, faculty, and community members to cut their hair, where licensed hairdressers will be available to style their hair after the cut. This event also includes food to all participants and gift baskets. So contact People Helping People for questions to find out more information on this beautiful cause.
Last Thursday night, right after ETV, Eastern's own rock band, So Sorry, packed the Student Center Cafe for the campus ministry's free pancake night. This was a big night for the band for 2 reasons. One, they were the first band to play at the free pancake night since its inception. And 2, this was their first performance on the campus. Many So Sorry apologists came out for the event and made some new fans in the process.
Eastern's theater department will be putting on their next show called Johnsonville from April 16th to April 19th in the Harry Hope Theater. Johnsonville is an Eastern original experimental theater production directed by David Pellegrini and choreographed by Alicia Bright Holland. Students in the experimental theater class will star in the show, and tickets are free for students, $5 for non-Eastern students, $10 for faculty and staff, and $15 for the general public. So be sure to reserve your tickets at the box office in Schaefer today.
Well, Eastern students, the weather is beginning to warm up and another semester is coming to an end, which means Springfest is right around the corner. CAB will be hosting a series of events the week of April 20th, so get excited. CAB has already announced 3 of the special events that will take place. Friday, April 24th, students can come out and enjoy the annual Springfest Carnival. It will take place from noon to 8 p.m. in the Sports Center parking lot, followed by a display of fireworks at the Mansfield Complex that begins at 9. And on Sunday, April 26th, the T-Pain concert will be held in the Geisler Gymnasium. Doors open at 6 and the concert begins at 7. Tickets are on sale now and are $10 for ECSU students, $15 for the public, and $20 at the door. Let's make the end of this semester a great one.
On Monday, April 6th, CAB will be hosting an acoustic performance by Will Evans, drummer and frontman for the band Barefoot Truth, who actually visited here last year, who recently started his solo career after the band's hiatus. Evans was also a finalist in the Guitar Center's Search for the Next Great American Songwriter, where he was chosen out of 10,000 applicants. You can listen to Will Evans perform original songs from 8 to 9 p.m. in the Student Center Cafe. Stop by a performance you will not want to miss.
This past Friday, CAB and UROC hosted a night full of games, activities, and snacks. From 9 to 10 p.m. in the Student Center Cafe, every person received headphones, hooked up wirelessly to the DJ for silent disco, and however, the fun-filled night didn't stop there. UROC hosted their Stay Up with UROC late night event from 10 to midnight, where there was glow-in-the-dark mini golf, henna body art, tarot card readers, lucky bamboo plants, and a stuffed animal. They also handed out free UROC t-shirts and free dominoes and wings. The event was a big success, filling almost the entire student center. UROC is planning more events for the end of the school year. Meetings are at 4 p.m. on Tuesdays in the SGA meeting room in the student center if anyone has any ideas for the future.
On Thursday, April 9th, the annual Rent a Rugger will be taking place at 8 p.m. in the Betty Tipton Room. The rugby team will be auctioning off the members of the Eastern rugby team to the community in order for them to do their various chores. They will have to do these tasks for 3 hours of time set between the two parties. This event is always a lot of fun. I've been multiple times and a lot of laughs. So come out and support your fellow rugby players. And now we have Matt Malillo with this week's weather.
Good evening and welcome to ETV's 5-day forecast. Let's see what's happening outside. Today was a high of 60 with a low of 47 with partly sunny skies for most of the day. Coming in the afternoon, it actually started to clear up with sunny skies. Coming along tomorrow, I'm sorry, it's going to be raining with a high of 61 and a low of 46, so please make sure you have an umbrella or a poncho, something to keep you dry. Here comes Saturday with a high of 47 and a low of 30, but this is exciting because you can finally get rid of that hot cocoa, put it away, get that iced tea out because I'm coming over for a swim, guys. Coming along Sunday, it's going to be partly sunny skies. In the afternoon, it will start to clear up. But look at this. It's going to be a high of 53 and a low of 34. You know what that means? It's going to be a clear rabbit trail for Peter Cottontail. I hope you all have fun that day. Monday, I know everybody has the Monday blues, but spring is here. Going to be a high of 57 and a low of 40, partly sunny skies, mainly cloudy throughout the day, though, unfortunately. That's all I have here for you today. We'll be right back with Nick Akinfora in the exciting week of sports.
Separate raw meats from other foods by using different cutting boards. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Hey, thanks for stopping by. You know, I followed your character since the first episode. I'm a big fan, big fan.
Thank you.
And listen, your storyline, it makes for incredible TV drama. Thing is, your drug use is very adult content. Too adult for the kids. So I'm gonna have to block you.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, have a good one.
You're a nice lady.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No.
Would you like directions?
No. Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
French fries. Finding best potatoes.
No!
Russet. Fingerling. Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
And we are back with this week's exciting sports update from Nick Akinfora. Let's hear it, Nick.
Thank you very much, Lauren. This week in sports, ETV Sports, Damon Gray had a chance to call the Eastern Women's Lacrosse game yesterday. Damon?
College, April 1st. Their first conference game on the year. Eastern Connecticut struggled last season, but they're trying to start the season off well. Meanwhile, Rhode Island College, they had a bad season. They're trying to do the same. First to start the game, Devin Duran, wide open in front of the goal. She hits the first on day for Eastern Connecticut. The other way, Taylor Emerson, point blank, top shelf, makes the big save for the Warriors. Back the other way. Another goal for the Warriors. They continue to pile it on, and defensively, once again, Taylor Emerson stopping it point blank. Warriors up 12-4 at the half. In the second half, Paige Schneider gets on the board. She manages to get her 20 goals on the year in just 8 games. Warriors continue to find the back of the net. Tess Mraz, nylon again. Meanwhile, the Meg Arameta show. There's number 7 on the day, an assist. And then number 8 on the day, an assist. She just needs one more to break the school record in a single game, and she does. You see the big celebration there by Arameta. Warriors win 21-10 after a last-minute goal by Rhode Island College. We spoke to head coach Christine Hutchison and Meg Arameta about the win and the school record.
I think it's really good for our team and our morale because we're struggling a little bit getting that final win. So I think today was a kind of a confidence booster, and we didn't just come out here to get the W. We came out here to play well, and I think we accomplished that too.
We played against Hope in Florida, and I had 6, I think, and I was going for that 8 or 9. And as an assistant, you can't really do this without your teammates. I rely on them to make the goals, and I'm not going to lie, I came out in second half, I just went to my teammates, I'm like, guys, I need you to make some goals for me. And they're like, yeah, we got you. So, I owe it all to my teammates. They're the ones who put the finish on the ball. And I might have 9, but I might go for 10 next time.
The Eastern softball team got some great news Monday evening. They could finally play on their home field. Let's go to the highlights from Tuesday.
Eastern Connecticut State University and Trinity College in a doubleheader this past Tuesday. The Warriors, their first home game of the season, as the snow hasn't been their best friend so far. Early on in this one, that one's hit out to right field. What a play by Danielle Robillard, also a volleyball player here at Eastern Connecticut. Here's Alyssa Hancock with the steal. Few of those in the doubleheader on Tuesday. Shannon Martin, when drills went out to right field, it brings in a run on the sac fly. Eastern with an early lead. Pick it up. Here's Gina Giorgetti driving it out to right field. The right fielder comes in and dives, can't make a play. The ball rolls in front of the warning track, and Gina Giorgetti lands all the way up on third base sliding, one of her many extra base hits in the game. Eastern Connecticut with a comfortable lead in the first game of this doubleheader, 5-0 in the third inning. Here's Erin Miller on the mound. She was dealing. There's a strikeout. She got into some trouble. Coach Diana Pepin came out, talked to her, and then Miller with another strikeout here later on in the game. And after the game, we got a chance to speak with Coach Diana Pepin and Sam Rossetti.
This weekend we worked really hard on getting all the snow off the field, so we shoveled and shoveled and shoveled. And so the kids were excited to play and they wanted to play, so we made it happen. And yeah, it's cold, but so what? This is softball season and we got to make the most of it.
It was so exciting. I can't even explain to you what it's like just to be here again, coming out and just playing softball, not having to go to practice every day anymore. Knowing you get to go play a game and be competitive is so much more fun.
I told them to be aggressive, pregame and make sure that they're attacking their pitch. I think they got a little complacent towards the end of the game, but they swung the bats well early on. I mean, Gina had some good hits, Taylor had some good hits, and Sam Rossetti hit the ball hard.
Like, seeing Alyssa get on base is like a big thing for me. Like, I'm like, yeah, she's on base. Like, now it's my turn to like get her in, like stuff like that. So I think we work really well together, but I just go up there and anything near the plate, I just really want to hit it. That's what I go after. I just want to smash it over the fence all the time.
Samantha Valentine was on the mound for Eastern Connecticut dealing. There's a strikeout early on in this one. And here's Gina Giorgetti at the plate, and Samantha Bardo, center fielder for Eastern Connecticut, stealing second. Eastern, a lot of stolen bases in this one. Here's Gina Giorgetti driving one deep out in the right center field, and it scores a run. Eastern Connecticut pounding on the runs in this one. Then here's Tyler. Tyler Keegan driving a bomb out to right center field, went up and off the wall. Another run scored. Eastern Connecticut wins this one big.
Well, I definitely like it warmer down south, but it's a game, so you got to play through it. I just kind of want to make my team happy, so I feel like I did that today.
The Warriors played once again yesterday as they hosted Southern Maine. Here are your highlights. Once again, she has a strikeout there, and Miller was pitching very well until she got into a jam. Runners on second and third, a pop-up over to shortstop to Alyssa Hancock as this senior gets out of the jam. Then Eastern starts to put things together. It was a tie game, 3-3. Taylor Smythe lays down a bunt. It's an E5, and the third baseman couldn't get it over to first. Now Eastern runners at first and second. A bunt by Samantha Bardos moves the runners over to second and third to bring up the senior, Shannon Martin. Here's the big hit of the game. Martin drills it to right center field. Back at the wall. It's out of there. Shannon Martin with a huge home run gives Eastern Connecticut a 6-3 lead. Martin, a huge hit. She was only hitting about 220 going into the game, and she helped her team out there, giving them a 3-run lead heading into the end of the game. Then Emily Komornik came into the game, and wow, what a play she makes here to finish it off. The line drive right back at her. She makes a snag. We talk with Coach Pepin and Shannon Martin following the win over Southern Maine.
She said she was struggling at the plate. I just think she was thinking way too much about trying to hit and basically choking it. I told her a full head is an empty at bat, and to just go up there and swing at her pitch and have quality at bats and things will happen for her. Apparently it worked for her today.
I was just glad that I actually hit the ball. At this point, I was just like, I'm just gonna hit the ball. So that's how I was at the plate too.
Much different story. Eastern Connecticut was all over Southern Maine right there, an error on the pitcher. Eastern scores a run. Then Samantha Rossetti with a rope to right center field off the wall. Another run scores, and Rossetti ended up on second with an RBI double. Then comes up Summer Cipriani, and she rips one to center field, past the center fielder, and it rolls all the way back to the center field wall. Another run scores for Eastern Connecticut as they're pouring it on in their second conference game of the year. Rossetti and Summer Cipriani putting some runs on the board for Eastern Connecticut. Then Gina Giorgetti, who had a few big games this week. She has another RBI single here. She brings in another run off the error as Eastern Connecticut pouring it on. And once again, they really just putting on runs here. Shannon Martin puts it into center field. Eastern Connecticut wins this one by the mercy rule. The Warriors will host UMass Boston Saturday at the Eastern softball field. The Eastern men's lacrosse team return home Saturday at the Mansfield Outdoor Complex for their Little East Conference opener. The Warriors hosted Southern Maine in a cold, windy, and snowy afternoon. Sean Tierney led the Warriors with 4 goals. Chris Barnett and Tim Riley led the team with 6 points each. The Warriors had an offensive explosion, scoring 16 goals in the game. The Warriors are back at home this Saturday as they'll host UMass Boston at 2 p.m. That's all for sports. I'm Nick Akinfora.
And that's it for this week's show. If you want to see more episodes, visit the ETV YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and be sure to tune in next week. Good night, Eastern. Enjoy your long weekend.